Hello guys, I am Radwan and I'm here today to speak about Docker Compose. In the previous video I spoke about how to create a Docker Compose services using Flask framework and Redis. Today I wanted to speak again about Docker Compose but using main stack, Mongo, Express, Angular and Node.js. So let's get started. This is our plan for today. We will create an Angular application and Dockerize the Angular application using multiple stage Docker file. The second step is create and Dockerize the Express Service API or the Express Server API and create the Docker Compose .yaml file for our services. So let's get started. First of all, I created here two folders. The first folder for Angular app and the second for Express server. For my application or my Angular application, I created this using ng new command, and this is my package.json. I am using the version 7 of Angular, and here I have the list of dependency that we will install later. I created here a Docker file. There are a news in my Docker file. I have two stages. The first stage here I based it in Node version 8, and I will use the work directory user src application. This is my work directory. Second, I'll copy this package.json from my host to this is work directory inside our container. The fourth instruction, I'll use this command run to install the latest version of npm. npm is Node Package Manager. After, I'll install all dependency in my package.json. This is my dev dependency. When using the instruction npm install, we will check the dev dependency in my package.json and install it. After, I'll copy all the content of my Angular application folder to user src application. After, this is command run npm run build. This is will build my application in production. This is will produce a folder called dist. This is my application in production. The second way to make our Docker file or our Docker image light and clean, so I need to deploy this is web application inside Nginx. So I base it in the two stage in Nginx 1.13, and I copy from user src app dist user app src app dist, this is folder, to user share nginx html. This is copy the result from the first stage to the second stage. After, while I am using nginx, so I need some configuration for my nginx server. So let's take a look here for my nginx to load the nginx html. This is the entry point for my nginx, and if other I will display cats on cat not. Also, this is my default conf. Let's take a look now to the second part about my Express application. Let's close the three file. Okay, and this is our API. For our API, I based here two Mongos. The Mongos is an ORM for my database MongoDB. To communicate with MongoDB and Express, we need something called Mongoose. Let's take a look here in my package.json. I installed Mongoose the version 4.7 that I'll use it to interface between the Express API and the Mongo database. After, I have a server to serve my application in the 3000 port, and this is to accept coarse and allow origin. So go back here. I have some router to create a REST API to display user, to get all users, get user by ID, create a new user, etc. And this is the very important point, is our Docker file. In my Docker file, I am based in Node version 6. Also, I create a work directory user src app. This is our directory, and also copy the package.json from my Express server folder to user src app folder inside the container. Also install the dependency here, all the dependency like body parser, Express, the framework for Node.js, and the Mongos to connect and get data from the MongoDB database. Also copy all the content for my application to user src app, expose the port 3000, and finally execute npm start. And npm start is a command here that execute node server.js to start and running my server. The third point is to create a Docker Compose file. This is our Docker Compose file. It's the version 3, and here I defined my services. The first service is a Docker file based in Docker file. This is the first application, is an Angular service. The host name will be localhost. This is will build Angular app. While Docker Compose and the Docker file for the application not in the same folder, so I give you here the name of the folder. For example, to build the image, the Docker file that located inside the Angular app, I give the Angular app here to build this Docker file. Also, I attach the port 8181 for my localhost to the port 18 for the Angular container. Also for Express, I build from the Express server. Here I have the Express server and I have the Docker file inside the Express server folder. Also I attach the port 3000 to the port 3000 of my container, and this service is depend to the latest service called database. So here I have a database service that we will be pull an image from the Docker registry called Mongo and expose the port and attach this port container to my host. This is all. After, we need to run the command docker compose app. As you can see here, Docker start to pull the first version for my Angular application. The first stage, the Docker node 8.11.2, like here. After pulling, we will make this is the copy, also the npm install. After the npm install will be passed to the second, this is build to build production, and after we will go to the next step in my Docker file to pull nginx 1.1311. After we'll copy, etc. After, go to the second Docker file and pull the node version 6, etc. npm install. Also for the second, pull the Mongo database, connect the three services, and now our services is up and running. Let's take a look here. This is my application. run in port 8181, and like here, for example, to add my soon, I just add Muhammad ES, the age is 1, and when I click to the button, let's inspect the element, go to network, clean all, and when I click to add, it's called, this is post, what I post, let's take a look here, post, this is the request, the name is Muhammad ES and the age 1. After post, our application, it's a single page application, so it will use the query get to get all user in my database, and this is the object of my all users. The first user is Radwan, Muhammad, and Muhammad ES. So I pushed the project 2 years ago in my GitHub repo. This is my project in GitHub. I pushed this project 2 years ago. You can check it and ask me if you have any question. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye bye.